the best thing that they can do is keep a look on their marketplaces, what they are doing in the AI space, and then optimize their products there. Because if you are on Amazon or on MediaMarkt or on whatever as a marketplace, and they are good at presenting their products to an AI, then your products are there as well.
Let's Talk Marketplace.
The Marketplace podcast with Ingrid Lommer and Valerie Dichtel.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk Marketplace. I'm Ingrid, and today I'm back behind the mic. I've been for 2 weeks in Italy. That was quite great, actually. No marketplaces, no Slack, no newsletters, no podcast either. That was needed. It was a little boring, to be honest, I have to say, but at least I'm now absolutely relaxed. And and Valerie, from the way that my Slack exploded when I reopened it yesterday, I guess that things weren't so boring on your end, were they?
No, so boring isn't even in my vocabulary right now. I mean, I spent those 2 weeks actually setting up 3 Marketplace Universe Connect events, one in July, so just with like 6 weeks pre-setup time, one in September while the Mexico, and one already in February while the world's biggest toy fair.
Yeah, looking forward to that one.
Nuremberg for the first time. So 3 events. Quite a lot of things to plan. 2 podcast episodes I recorded, 1 webinar I did. And actually we had just like 7 working days. Because I also had like a long weekend now. So it was a challenge. Weather was nice, actually. And I mean, I still have my baby, which I breastfeed in between. So yeah, I would say it was a lot, but not boring. But it's also, I like it also when there's like so much to do and to organize, and if so much and so many good things keep going. So and going on. So
I see lots of stuff happening. I have been eating pasta and pizza and swordfish and saltimbocca and
Thank you.
All those nice things that Italy has to offer. But in my defense, I wasn't all useless because we had a long car ride home to catch up, and I used the time there to catch up on the most important marketplace news. And because I figured, as you have so many things to do, you might not be able to look a lot at the news. So I looked around, and I have to say, a lot of ground to cover. Obviously, you weren't the only person being really busy because there was lots of stuff happening, actually.
Yeah, and actually, I mean, mainly it was holiday season meant to be, right? But I didn't have time a lot to stay up to date with the latest news. Sometimes I scrolled LinkedIn, but to be very honest, my LinkedIn is quite flooded about mom and dad posts. So I didn't know how that happened, but less marketplace content. I need to challenge the algorithm, I guess, a bit. So you need to really update me as well on the latest news. So that's what we do today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that would be a good point in time to just have a look back at what happened in the marketplace industry in the last, around about 6 weeks. Because we haven't done that for a while. And and things are a messing. So, for example, just to give you a little sneak peek, we've got some EU fines against Timo, and we've got some actions in France against Shein, and Amazon has moved the Prime Day to June and stretched it to 4 days. Why not? And JD, who is trying to take over Economy, which is not happening at the moment due to a EU investigation, is now eyeing a British retailer. And lots and lots of things going on. And of course, AI shopping is all over and getting more crowded by the minute.
Yeah, and I also heard that some marketplaces expanded and internationalized. So
that's true.
Yeah, that's what I heard at least.
That's absolutely true, and we're going to cover that as well. So I guess, I'll give you the facts, you'll give me your take, and then we can start into another news episode.
Great, let's go.
Okay, right. Let's go. Okay, then I guess let's start with the first item that is already coming quite close because Amazon has announced their Prime Day for this year, and they announced it quite late because they moved Prime Day to June, end of June, and 23rd to 26th to be more specific. It's going to be live in 26 countries, and it's going to last for 4 days. So it's earlier than ever and longer than ever, which is interesting. And I think, June is already quite full for everyone in the e-commerce space. And now Prime Day is there as well. Any ideas on why they would move that from, it always had been in July and now it's end of June?
Well, I think that, it was always in July, as you said. Now it's exactly 6 months before Christmas. It's actually
True.
my mother's birthday and K5.
Yeah,
so
great.
that's why I remember that quite well. And it used to be a bit like, yeah, okay, that's like a thing like in October, right? And then now in July, like always kept a bit earlier. But to be honest, I think it's good because
Great.
there is, yeah, we have like this Easter days, right? There are also like some discounts happening on Amazon. And now in end of June, there's no big other discount time in between, to be very honest, before Black Friday. And despite of the sale season, which is a bit later, that's true, and in terms of fashion. But I expanded it from 2 to 4 days. That's a word. Yeah. That's making this a lot bigger than it was like Prime Day.
Yeah,
Not
it used to be
days.
Prime Day.
Not days.
Yeah, last year it was already 2 days.
Yeah, it was
Now
already
we're up
2
to
days.
4.
Now they were like, okay, 4. Also like Black Week is also Black Weeks already, right? So
Yes, like 1 Black month, by the way.
expanded, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, what I also found interesting regarding Amazon, and it came up during my Prime Day research, because when you think about Prime Day, you always have to think about fulfillment and logistics and stuff. And there, Amazon has always been very, very active. And one major thing happened, and that is Amazon Supply Chain Services. That is Amazon's full logistic network, where they offer, freight and distribution, fulfillment, parcel delivery, like the whole package. And they are now opening to any business. So not just marketplace sellers, not just retail, but also healthcare and automotive and manufacturing, you name it. Everyone is now able to use Amazon's huge logistic network. That's interesting. And actually, that's a move that I thought would come much earlier, because they have their own airlines and their own truckloads and stuff. So, of course, that is a move that has been in the making for a few years, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's also good that they expanded it now. At least. And but I also need to say that, automotive, manufacturing, healthcare, it's really a different game, I would say. You need to be more strict and be more on time. Imagine if you deliver something like in the automotive industry and it's like too late. And the production is stopping or something. So you have like a lot of like more and different risks, especially also for healthcare, like maybe some products who need to be in the fridge and cooled, etc. So I think there is like a lot of like things to adjust, also like maybe flammable goods, etc. So there is a huge bunch of challenges they maybe needed to be ready for before they started. And I'm happy about that, because to be very honest, I think sometimes or often Amazon, I'm living in Munich, right? The delivery is quite fast with Amazon. I'm often like this morning.
Yeah.
I ordered something because we forgot our night light in the hotel for the baby. And then we were like, where's the night light yesterday when we packed out? And then we were like, we forgot it. Great. right? So I ordered it again, and this morning at 7:30, when I stood under the shower, Amazon was ringing. I was like, not that. But I imagine I bought it yesterday night at 9 p.m. or something, and this morning at 7:30 they already delivered it.
Yeah,
So
they're crazy good.
yes, they are crazy good. And DHL or MS or whatever is like sometimes a bit more difficult in timing. UPS, I don't even want to start.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to our next big news item, I'd say. And that is actually not just one item, but several, and we can frame it under the EU is fighting back against the Chinese players because we've got some interesting stuff happening. For example, the EU fined Temu for 200 million euros. That is one of the first major enforcements of the Digital Services Act. And they were fining them for systematic risk underestimation and tolerance of potentially addictive design mechanisms. All that things that have been, reported through the Digital Services Act over the last 2 years, and now they have fined them for it, and quite big. And talking about fines, France has also hit Shein with a new fine in this for just 22.4 million euros. But still, it's not the first fine that they hit Shein with. They are really going after them there. Of course, Shein's not happy, calling it disproportionate, but yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So there's lots of things happening at the moment. And what I thought about that when I amassed all these news, I was thinking back to many conversations that we had with sellers and people from the e-commerce space who always said, yeah, you can't rely on political activities against Temu and Shein and stuff because, regulations will never be able to really help you fight those new players. Were they wrong? Is regulation now finally kicking in?
So I hope so. To be very honest, I think like that the EU fines Temu is overdue. Because I mean, there happens like so many different things in terms of like also illegal products, product safety, etc. So I think it's good. And I hope it helps, right? So not that they just think like, okay, yeah, we just priced it in and we don't care about it. Let's go further like we did in the past. So hopefully they are changing off some things. What shall I say? You also said they are, they also had like the thing of like tolerance of potentially addictive design mechanics. I cannot imagine what that is. So I think that they will also, some things won't change. I hope that something changed, like, as I said, the safety things, the illegal products, etc. But some things that's like just their business model, how they work, right, and how they attract and connect and stay with their customers, and but I also think it's quite a bit funny that Shein and Temu are also like excusing them each other.
Yeah, they're always dragging each other in front of the courts. Yeah, absolutely. And like, yeah, you are much worse than I am, which is why I'm fining you for whatever.
And you are doing this. No, but you are doing this. It's like something like that, right?
Yeah. So
it's an expensive.
Yeah, that's absolutely an expensive legal dispute that they are going on about, and maybe that could be the solution. Those two just fighting amongst themselves
in the EU. Yeah. What do you think about it, Ingrid?
Well, I have not been one of the crowd who says that, regulation and EU bureaucracy is something of a lame duck. I think it really can hit. It really can create a market in which all retailers are created equal in a way. But the problem is always that it moves very slowly. It moves very, very slowly. It takes a lot of time for all these investigations to go through. And then to put that into investigations into action, it takes another while and a while and a while. And they have, but if you look at what the EU has done to Amazon in a way, because because of course Amazon is the major player in the EU, and the EU regulations couldn't stop that. But they have created a marketplace in which EU retailers can compete on an equal level, mostly. And they have regulated against, for example, Amazon kicking off people from the marketplace without any reason and stuff like that. So it has worked, and I think it can work in a way to regulate Temu and Shein as well. I don't think the EU will be able to push Shein and Temu out of the European
No, but that's also
area.
not the idea, right?
That's not the idea, but the idea is to create an equal playing ground. And I think they can absolutely do that. It will just take a bit more time and more time because bureaucracy is moving slowly. But I think that these fines are a good sign that things are on the move, and it is okay if we keep some trust in these organizations. Yeah. So that would be my take. Yeah, talking about regulations and what the EU is doing, the EU is also not happy with one of the biggest takeover plans that have been emerging in the last half year, and that is JD.com, who wanted to take over the economy. You might remember sometime, I think in March, things were actually going quite well for JD and the economy deal. And then Austria, of all countries, said, no, we're not going with this. Yeah. We don't want them to go through with this takeover. We don't think that this is a good idea. And then the EU opened investigations as well, and is now looking into the deal. And who knows? At the moment, it is still under, consideration. Yeah. Could take, as I said, a while before things are going their ways. But JD.com doesn't seem to be in any problems with this, because they are now looking for new ways to get a foot in the door, and they're now looking to take over the Very Group, which is a UK fashion and department store. So JD.com, we have been talking about them back last year with Alexander,
so actually,
if you remember.
We already thought about Keconomy. Maybe we need to add that Keconomy is also the company from who owns MediaMarkt Saturn.
Yes. Yeah.
To relate to that one, and that's the reason why, or the background is also that the EU is asking who owns the retail business then, right? Because what we also, or I heard, was that there is a bit of the EU being afraid, who owns the retail, which brands are then in the EU retail stores? Are they mainly Chinese brands, etc.? Will the EU brands slowly moved out, etc.? So and phased out. So there's this big question mark on that one hand side. And if they now go for the Very Group, that's not EU regulations anymore. So that's the reason why they can go both ways at the same time, I would say.
Yeah, and might move a lot faster actually.
Yeah. Because there's less bureaucracy behind it. And to be very honest, they were almost gone through with the economy deal already, because everyone said, yeah, it's fine. Especially also Germany, go ahead, la la la. And then the Austrians said no. And then you said okay, well,
actually,
let's investigate.
Yeah.
It was almost really gone through. We were also thought it's already done, right? Because we also worked a lot with MediaMarkt Saturn together last year, and we were also okay, let's wait till this deal is over, and we are also waiting, and it's
not happening so fast. But
what's happening?
Actually, I have to say I understand the reasons behind Austria putting a hold to this, because it is a big deal, and the economy is one of the largest retail players that is EU based and originating from the EU. Yeah. And it should be protected, I think, if it's possible. So I think it's good that they're looking more closely into this. Yeah. Okay. I guess next, let's have a look at what is happening in the AI shopping space, because, of course, that would be a whole different podcasts, maybe even a whole series if
Maybe
you
we
want to
need
really
to-
keep up
yeah.
on that.
Maybe we need to add that we wrote a blog post also about it on marketplace-universe.com, and we send you the link also in the show notes to read a bit longer about it, because it's like 10 minutes reading time or something.
Yes.
And
it is just what has been happening lately, because we
Yes,
stumbled
and
across
just the
some nice figures.
surface.
Yeah,
So,
it's really hard to keep up.
Yeah.
I actually have a newsletter that is done by some people from Snox. Interestingly enough, because they keep track on what is happening in the agentic space. I would actually recommend, because they look at all different areas that, the different companies that are making a footprint here. And it is helpful to keep track on what is happening. But yeah, to give you a small rundown on what is interesting for our space, there would be, Google Universal Cart, I guess, is the main point here. That is a new AI-powered infrastructure that is able to move checkout to the start of the journey. So you're searching prices, and it can check availability for you, and it can apply discounts. And it operates across search, YouTube, Gmail, Gemini, wherever. So you can basically send out Google and tell Google, I want to buy XYZ, and then it goes ahead and does that in theory. I haven't tried it out. I have no idea how good it is and how well it works already, but this is where the direction that they are going, like one active and all over available shopping agent. Quite a huge thing.
Yes, definitely quite a huge thing. And I think also, I mean, I also sometimes am in the KI, like ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude, and ask them like, hey, where can I buy this or that, etc.
Sure.
And especially in the past, it was limited. For example, Amazon has its limitations, because I remember when I said like, okay, I need a baby phone, and please give me the link to Amazon, and there was no link, there was no pricing. It was really a bit annoying, but Amazon blocked it, right?
Yes, Amazon blocked it, but they are, and that would be the second part of this cluster on AI shopping. They are at the moment opening their access to their shopping areas for AI agents. So they are building APIs which external AI agents can use to connect to the catalog of Amazon. So that opening the doors, but the back door in a way. And I don't know, I think they will be very clear on who they let in and on what terms through that API. But it seems that Amazon is no longer able to block out AI agents, because they have become such a huge thing in such a short time.
Yes. Yeah, so I think that's very important. What would you say, like from a brand or seller perspective, what's the one question or practical thing they need to do to really stay connected and be able to use also agentic commerce?
That is really a big question. And I think it corresponds with the problem that so many things are happening at the moment. So many, and it's really hard to keep track and keep up to date even. And if it's, and just to keep up to date on what is happening. And it's even worse if you try to keep your products up to date. Or your own shop or whatever, because you might be optimizing for one thing, and in the meantime 3 other things have happened. So that is what I also have been saying on stage in Berlin during my talk, because I think that this is where platforms are really excelling in, because they have the means and the infrastructure and the knowledge and the know-how in-house to keep up with this. So which one brand or one retailer can't do. So I think the best thing that they can do is keep a look on their marketplaces, what they are doing in the AI space, and then optimize their products there. Because if you are on Amazon or on MediaMarkt or on whatever as a marketplace, and they are good at presenting their products to an AI, then your products are there as well. You can do that for your own shop as well, but as I say, I think it's going to be really difficult to keep up.
Yeah.
So at least for the time until the AI race is decided, because there will be a decision sooner or later. Yeah? Someone will emerge on top. At the moment, I couldn't say who it will be, but there will be one or two players that emerge on top. But as long as this is not decided, as a brand or retailer, I wouldn't put all my money on one horse.
No.
You know,
I would
say,
also do the best that like on a wide range, my product data is so much up to date and
yes, very
expanded
important.
and added that they can, like, most of them can find my product.
Yeah.
Despite of marketplace or etc., so that you have really the best product data, which is interesting for AI.
Yeah, and you know, this is something that will help you anyways, because and that is the nice thing about this AI shopping. If it's good for the AI in general, it's also good for your human consumer. So if you're updating and controlling your product data and are really focusing on giving very, very structured data, then this is also helpful to your consumers. To your human consumers, and it will absolutely be helpful for AI shopping. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, but this is a space that we're going to keep watching because so many things are happening. Yeah, so I guess that these were the most important big news items, but there has also been a lot of smaller things happening. As you said in the beginning, we had a few marketplaces that are expanding or reopening. For example, we have been already talking and writing about Otto, who's been opening their marketplace to international sellers. They launched Netherlands in March and April and are now opening to Polish sellers, for example. So they're not opening a marketplace in these countries, but they are allowing sellers from Poland or the Netherlands to sell on the German Otto marketplace.
Yeah, and there will also be added countries like Denmark, Spain, Italy, and France.
Later in the year, absolutely.
Latest till February 2027.
Yeah. And talking about expansion, the same thing is happening on a TikTok shop. They've been launching in Poland, in Netherlands, and in Austria. Seller registration just opened on June 1st. So that was the expansions. We also had some expansions of catalog inside some areas. For example, Zalando has been announcing a partnership with Vestiaire Collectif, which I think that is interesting because now you
interesting.
for pre-owned luxury on Zalando sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sounds very good, and it's actually quite well connected because I think that both target groups are fitting quite well to each other. Because they are a really luxury re-commerce topic. And that's quite a good match. We also see that Otto now partners with Thalia. So they expanded also with 100,000 books on Otto.de.
Yeah. Also, so that's something that we have been seeing over the last year. Is it that marketplaces are opening to other categories or integrating new partners into their catalog, not necessarily in their main space, but maybe opening a different platform, or as in the case of Zalando, going through a partnership. That's interesting. We also another news that we should touch upon is that eBay is also moving their focus a little bit. They are now focused by much more. They have been over the last year, but now it also shows in their commission structure because they are now refocusing on re-commerce and refurbished inventory. So everything that you're placing in these categories on eBay will have a fixed commission of 5%. But if you are placing new goods on eBay, then this is going to be a bit more expensive than it used to be before. And they say that this is part of their restructuring and moving their focus on what is very essentially eBay, and that is used items.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Speaking about fee expansion, Also DHL and other carriers expanded also with fuel add-ons and fuel charges, which is also very much unpredictable because they are okay, if it's the price of this barrel in 2 weeks' time, then you get in 1 week time this fee or that fee or up to 3%. And I think that's a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in times like these, where everyone is going for profitability and
3%. I mean,
3% is quite a lot. Yeah, and relatively short notice as well. So okay, thank you very much, I guess, for ruining my summer business.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that brings us to the end of this news flash. As I said before, it was a lot. So we got some regulation escalating. We've got Amazon building infrastructure at scale. We've got JD moving into new places. We've got new marketplaces expanding to new countries. And we've got, of course, AI everywhere. Yeah, that was quite the drive.
I would say worth the drive. And thank you for doing the homework.
Well, I had to do it now, because I'll be on the road this week again. Tomorrow I'm off to e-commerce day by Kaufland in Cologne, where I'm going to give a presentation on our marketplace country quadrants and also host a Speak Connect and host a panel discussion on AI of all topics. And in 2 weeks' time, we are both on our way to Berlin to K5 conference.
So you can meet us there. We'll be happy to meet you there. Just talk to us because sometimes we don't even get it. And so event season is in full swing. Yeah, and we also would love to invite you to our Marketplace Universe Connect event on the 8th of July in Munich for all mainly brands and marketplace people. So our last event before the pre-summer break, I would say. And we would love to listen to us and so just follow us, subscribe us to Let's Talk Marketplace on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, or wherever you are listening to us. And tune in again for the next episode.
For next episode, yeah. Thank you for today and goodbye.
Goodbye.
You listen to Let's Talk Marketplace,
the Marketplace podcast with Ingrid Lommer and Valerie Dichtel.